I feel like there's parts of me that I don't share on social media because they're not what I want to present myself as, but they're just as much a part of me.
Yeah. Not too much, I would say, but definitely I feel like I'm influenced by people around me to be a certain type of person. I feel like I have to hold up to a standard, I guess.
People always want you to post because they want to see you on social media. People want to see everyone a certain way online, and then you think in your head that you have to be that way.
I think yes, I feel pressure from my peers to appear a certain way on social media to portray my life a certain way. But also I still like to take into account also what I want to post to myself and but yes, and I feel like the culture is asking your friends if something would be good and kind of checking.
Well, before I've taken edibles to kind of fit in with the people who were around me, and some of them were older, and it was one of my first times, and I took way too much and I greened out, and I later regretted it a lot because it ruined the night for me when it could have been something that I could have enjoyed without being under the influence. And yeah.
No, I think it's you have to be around those kind of people to feel the pressure. I don't know. Because if you're around the right people, they won't pressure you. Yeah, someone once tried to peer pressure me. I was just no, I'm not gonna do it. And then they tried again, and I was like, dude, I'm just not. Because it's you gotta be yourself, you know. You gotta can't let other people make decisions for you, you know.
Not really. I'd probably just say think about the stuff that I found important in my life, sports and stuff. And I know that doing that type of stuff wouldn't be good for that. So just think of the things that I really care about and feel how doing stuff like drugs would impact that.
I wouldn't say pressured, but it's definitely been around me at times when it makes you want to do it. But I wouldn't say my friends are straight up telling me to do stuff.
Yeah. I don't think it's they don't specifically pressure you, but you feel more inclined to do it if your friends are doing it as well and you're with them and stuff like that. But they don't directly they won't really pressure me, or they won't really care if I don't do it. It's not really hard, honestly. If I don't want to do it and people are, I just probably won't hang out with them if I don't want to, so I won't really feel so I won't have FOMO or something like that. But yeah, or if I don't want to, I just say no and they don't really care. The people I hang out with really don't care.
Well, if everyone's doing it, then it's almost you kind of want to if everyone's doing it around you. But no one's actually peer pressured me to do it.
I think in the past I have. Last year, definitely 9th grade, I feel moving into high school, a lot of people were a lot more peer pressured than doing things they didn't want to do. You're at a party or hang out with people and they think, oh, it'll be more fun if you do something, even if you're not in the mood. The more that happens, the more accustomed you get to it, and then it just becomes part of your daily thing, even if you didn't want to get into it in the first place. It does, I'll usually just say that I'm not in the mood or whatever. But a lot of times people are you're so lame, you know? Mm-hmm. I've been able to do a lot of self-reflection, and as a person I have a lot of restraint, and I'm able to just think about how something's gonna make me feel, and how it's gonna make my body feel or whatever, and because I think what I identify with isn't very common for people to at least express a lot at Berkeley High, and even though I feel accepted for who I am, it's not something that I often share a lot because I don't feel like, or I feel like I'm one of few, and
No, I do not feel pressure in that area.
No.
No.
No, I've never really felt pressured.
No.
No, I've never felt pressure.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they've suggested stuff, but I don't like. They don't really pressure me about it.
Yes, but also I feel like a lot of the time the pressure is kind of on myself. I feel like I put a lot of the pressure in that way, but not like a lot. Just like
I feel like there is a culture of like, as you like progress through high school, there's like more expectations that are put upon you, and like the idea of like being like ready for college. The people that I've had those kinds of experiences with like have definitely like been part of like the programs that we have at Berkeley High and like the education and stuff that we have around like consent.
Like depending, some people I don't really know really well, like kind of have like a weird mindset about school and make you feel like pressured to do good, and they kind of, yeah.
If everyone's getting good grades around me, then I kind of like have to get better grades because then I feel like I'm falling behind. So
Sometimes people will like show you their work, and then in your head you're like, wait, I'm not as good as them, and then it's kind of just like guilt tripping you to become better. Like if someone's talking about their grades or like what they got on the test or like their GPA, and then you think, oh, mine's not as high, and then you compare yourself and you want to get as good as them.
I think it would be a little bit harder, honestly. But I don't know. I don't think it's like that big of an impact, but I think it's like people are a lot more like accepting now.
I think it's very accepting, and there's also like a lot of resources to like get help if you need to get your grades up. But I don't think like peer pressure is like a big thing.
I think especially with drug usage in the bathrooms at Berkeley High, it's really big because if you see someone like hitting a vape or something in the bathroom, usually people offer it and they'll feel pressured. I think it's good academically. I don't really know about like academic peer pressure, but definitely like with drugs at Berkeley High.
I think Berkeley High is really like inclusive and like helps you be yourself. The people I hang out with like really help me express like my true self, and I really don't feel pressured by them and stuff like that.